Good evening, guys. We'll start here. Okay. So we were done with question number 5. I hope all of you guys have the one second. All of you guys have the question bank, right? I will share it again. Okay. Okay. So we had done till question number 5, and now we have to discuss the rest of the 25 scenarios. Let's see how much we can go to today. Okay, question number 6 we will start. So who wants to start question number 6? What is question number 6? Nobody. Hey, why? Start, yes. Who wants to go first? Today is all black screen, Black Monday today. What happened? Wake up, guys. Okay. One sec. Okay, nobody wants to go first. What? Why is it? Is it so difficult? The technical debt? No, yeah, it's not very difficult. So you want to go first, Deepak sir?
Yeah.
Question number 6.
Question 6 is dealing with technical debt.
But first tell us what is technical debt here.
Yeah, technical debt arises if, like example, some process was not done properly. Example, there are issues in your code. So the code review or some other bugs are there in the code, but it's released to production. You want to streamline the process so you can streamline it later. So that becomes your technical debt. So
Basically, any and every issue with your existing code base. It could be performance issues, it could be bugs, it could be other issues. Anything which is which you have to fix in your current code is basically your technical debt. Fine.
So to handle technical debt, being a Scrum Master, I would ensure that I create user stories and we as a team add it to the product backlog after discussion. And we ensure that the process is streamlined. So whenever we find we have the bandwidth, we can discuss and we can pick up such stories which are in the product backlog related to the technical debt. And in this way, I would ensure that the technical debt as well is handled and the process is streamlined in such a way that there are no issues in the existing code base that is in production. So this way, I would ensure my team handles the technical debt.
Understood. So that's a fair answer. Anybody else wants to add to what Wasim sir wants to add? Yes, go ahead, sir.
Sir, we should not allow the technical debt to go beyond 20%, like as you mentioned earlier. Like the technical debt should be, if there is any problem in the existing code, or we should discuss it, and we should balance them so that it does not make the technical debt doesn't go beyond 20%. And
What does not go 20%? The capacity
Capacity of the
capacity that we allocate to work on. So basically your technical debt is bugs or tasks which are related to optimization or performance improvement. Sorry. So basically there is PO wants you to do new stories.
yes.
The team says there are issues, we have to fix our bugs and we need time for that. So you understood the issue. In practical life, what is the problem? PO says take up 10 stories. Team says we can only do 6 stories. Why? Because we have 20 bugs. We have 3 technical tasks for optimization. PO says what happens? Arey boss, if we don't fix these bugs, then we will be struggling. Our new feature development will be stopped, or it will be user will face instability and things like that. So there will always be a fight between architect, tech leads, and the PO regarding technical debt. So this is the practical challenge. PO wants you to do 10 stories. So they may ask you in the interview, we have 10 stories, but the team cannot do 10 stories. Why? Because they have too many bugs and they have other technical tasks which they are saying is required. So how you will balance? So the answer is the capacity should never increase 20%, typically 10, 15, 20. That is the rule. Minimum 10. If there is too many technical debts, 15. Maximum you can go is 20. Beyond 20, you cannot allocate your capacity. You need a lot of approvals. Basically, you see, it's like your income. If I'm earning 10,000 rupees a month, then I cannot have an EMI of 6,000. Where will the money for my food come? So your food, your rent, your everything is new features. It is the new features which bring in the money. If you are only going to fix the older code, where will the money or the value come from? That understanding you should have. That is the understanding a Scrum Master needs to have. And that is what they are going to be checking, whether you have that understanding or not. A developer or a QA may not have that understanding. For a Scrum Master, you need to have that understanding that it is the new features which bring in value and the money. The older code fixes or the bugs, you are not creating anything new. So you cannot charge the customer anything. So that's the problem. So which is why do not go beyond 20%. If you are going beyond 20%, that's an exception. I'll tell you what to do in that. So the capacity that you allocate for technical debt cannot exceed beyond 20, ideally 10, if not 10, then 15, if not 15, then 20, 10, 15, 20. That's the rule which we use. Okay, then we'll discuss more in detail. What else? What else? The answer is good. What you guys have told. Anything else? Any other aspect?
So we have to allocate some, as you said, that's what I am actually saying. In the capacity chart itself, we should not make the team to be planned to fullest. We have to leave some space for the sudden surprises also, so that we can accommodate some things actually. If we have some cut shots done, then that, as you said, it's like a credit card. We have to spend more time clearing that technical debt.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. So basically, this is again a very popular question. How do you deal with technical debt? So the first point is you acknowledge that there is a technical debt. How do you acknowledge that there is a technical debt? Which means that lot of teams are hesitant even to tell that there is an issue with the current code, because they think that if they raise this, that there is an issue in the current code, then the management will penalize them. So that culture should be avoided. So you have to encourage the development team to raise it. So then you have to ask the question, what if we do not fix this issue? What happens then? What are the technical challenges? How will it impact future development? How will it impact system stability? How it will impact performance? So the first step is you have to assess and acknowledge that there is a technical debt. So you have to, as a Scrum Master, you have to ask the team, boss, what are the risks if we don't fix our bugs? Is there a problem in our performance? Is there a problem in future? If we do not do any action now, what happens? Do we get a lot of bugs in future? Do we get crashes in production? Do we get, will there be a problem in building new features? So those are the questions that you are going to ask the team. So the first step is assess and acknowledge that there is a problem. That is first. Second, log it in Jira. Log the bloody thing in Jira. So as a Scrum Master, you have to make sure there is something called technical debt. You can create an epic also or some stories, but you need to have your tasks, stories, whatever related to the technical debt. You have to log things in. So there should be, and what is the business impact of those? Sorry. So let us say you have a, one second, why is my phone mad? Okay, fine. So first of all, so let us say you have some database queries that are giving poor performance. So then you have to log it, refactor database queries to improve the response time so that the current implementations performance is increased or something like that. Acknowledge that there is a technical debt, ask the questions. The second is log whatever technical debts there are, log it. There should be a clear description and business impact. What is the business? It will impact the stability or performance, whatever. Then third thing is you have to prioritize with the PO. So how do you prioritize it? There is a trade-off between new features versus fixing the old code. You have to mention it in the interview that there is a trade-off between developing new features versus technical improvements. Your technical debt could also be your Angular is working on version 16 and you have to make it to 17. Oracle is at 17G, you have to make it in 18G, whatever is the version of. Maybe you have to upgrade your database. If you don't upgrade your database, then the new features will be a problem. Building new features will be a problem. Maybe you have to upgrade your Angular framework. Maybe you have to upgrade your from micro architecture to some other architecture, whatever that is. But please, in the interview, you have to give bloody examples. Examples. What do you mean by technical debt? Bug, older bug. So sometimes we will fix high priority or critical bugs, but medium priority or low priority bugs we will not fix. So all, if after 2, 3, 4 months of not fixing medium priority bugs, these will pile up and they may cause stability issues or performance issues or things like that in production. So that is what is meant by technical debt. So acknowledge the debt. I am explaining it this in detail because this is a very important question, and a Scrum Master is expected, a good Scrum Master is expected to know what is a technical debt and handle it. How you will handle it? First, assess and acknowledge, then log everything in Jira, then prioritize with the product owner. So how do you prioritize? You prioritize what is the cost of delaying it, what will be the impact of delaying it, and then if it is too critical, then mark it as critical and take it. Then of course the fourth point is, like all of you said, allocate the capacity 10, 15, 20. That is the general rule. Then align it with the business goals. What do you mean by aligning by business goals? Sometimes the team will say we need to refactor this legacy code. It is important. No, no, no. Don't say that. Say we have to optimize this code so that we can decrease the system downtime or increase the performance of the system by 20%. Tell the advantage of fixing it rather than saying, oh, there is a problem, we have to fix it. Instead of saying there is a problem, we have to fix it, say we need to fix an issue so that the improvement of so that the performance will increase, or the stability will increase, or the downtime will be decreased by 30%, something like that. On the user experience, you have to show what is the advantage of fixing those bugs or technical things. Okay. Then of course, we call it planned and incremental approach rather than a big bang approach. So ये dialogue मार देना. Incremental approach rather than a big bang approach. Big bang approach is, oh, there are issues, so let's not do anything in this sprint, let's just fix the bugs. So if you have 100 bugs, let's fix them in 2 sprints. No. You have to do stories also. So if there are 100 bugs, identify which are the most crucial, then allocate 20% capacity and fix it sprint by sprint, 20, 30 every sprint, rather than saying, no, we will not do any new story. We'll only fix the bugs. Is this clear? Okay. And then, of course, how to avoid it? By making sure in the definition of done, there is a culture of avoiding technical debt, which means do your unit testing, code reviews properly, get your designs approved before you start the development, all those good engineering practices. So good engineering practices should be a part of your DoD. See, there is a candidate who says, we will avoid technical debt. There is a candidate who says, I will ensure that good engineering practices are a part of DoD so that the technical debt is avoided. There is a difference between the way these two people are putting the same thing. So you have to use the right words. Okay. So these are 6 or 7 ways of handling your technical debt. इसमें से 3-4 भी बता दिया तो you will be very good. But that entire understanding of how do you handle it is very important. If you just tell the steps mechanically, then also you will get job offers. But if you can explain the why of things, then you will get even better offer letters. My interest is in to get the better offer letters. See, if people are getting 15, 20, 25 lakhs offer letters, that's fine. Somebody gets a 50, 60 lakh offer letter. Imagine what is the impact on my business. I can proudly say 2 people got this much. It increases my business. Okay. So I am doing you a favor, but you are also doing a favor to me. So it's a mutual win-win. So please get into great companies, work on the quality of your answers. And then, of course, there is a very famous saying, aim for the stars, at least you'll get the sky. So if you prepare for a very difficult interview, then if something simple comes, then you have a better chance. Okay, so this is done. Technical debt. Please, I have a gun. I'm going to shoot you all. If I ask you again technical debt and you don't answer me well, please, it's a very important question. A very, very important question. So capacity, trade-offs, all those things you have to explain nicely. Okay. Then let us go to the next one. Who wants to answer question number 7? This is an easy one. This is an easy one, but again, we discussed it on Friday, but I'm going to repeat it again today. I'll not explain, but you guys can explain. Omkar sir, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. The question is, what strategies would you use to ensure that user stories are well written and meet the invest criteria? The Scrum Master, I will ensure that the story meet the invest criteria. First of all, the DOR checklist should include the invest principles. Then it should be facilitated in the backlog refinement session. Then
What
product.
is invest? Can you please?
Sorry.
What is invest criteria?
So invest is independent, negotiable, valuable.
Give me an example of independent.
Independent means a story should be independent. It should not be dependent on other thing. If it is a dependent on other thing, first complete that thing.
Good. Good. Very good. So next, T for?
Hello?
Yes, yes. I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
T
T for testable. Means whatever story we are picking, it should be testable in environment, in any environment. Hello.
Yeah, not exactly. What is it? T for Wasim sir. T for what do you mean by testing? No, you are on mute or something.
Sir, T for testable and it
That
code
testable
coverage should be 80 to 90% approach.
No, what is testable mean?
each
I mean,
Acceptance criteria.
according to
criteria we can
DOR.
test it. Test data, test cases with
Ah,
designs and
each and every acceptance
Yes,
criteria,
sir.
you can create test data, test designs, and so on. Don't worry, invest. I'm going to ask you every day of this week till the time you are sick of it. Okay. So, because this is extremely important that you guys know this. You cannot
the
mess up.
documents are also done.
Okay. S is
And
S is
This is small.
small means
Means
Small
feature should be
sizes of
small and it should be completed within the time
the
or
story.
focus
The story should be small enough to be
to
completed.
completed.
that's particular sprint.
Yeah.
E is
Is estimatable.
estimated means
Means it should be clear scope and
how do you clarify scope? When do you
uh,
say the scope is clear?
effort means when
and
efforts are estimated.
When?
Grouping.
Efforts are estimated for the particular story.
It should meet the acceptance
Yes, that
criteria.
also. And one more thing.
It should meet the acceptance
it
criteria.
should be a clear
It should
TOD.
have an acceptance criteria. The
it should be the same.
acceptance criteria is agreed by the developers, POs, and QS. If
Ah.
that happens, that means the story is estimatable. If the scope of the story is clear, how do you clear the scope? When you agree upon the acceptance criteria.
Right.
This concept is very important. People tell me, oh, invest बता दिया, ये बता दिया, वो बता दिया, कॉल तो पक्का आएगी. सर कॉल नहीं आई सर 3 हफ्ते हो गए. अरे तो तुमने एक्सप्लेन ही नहीं किया भाई इन्वेस्ट को ठीक से. You understood, right? So estimatable means the story can be estimated, but story can only be estimated if acceptance criteria is agreed upon by the PO developers and testers. Is this okay? ये मैं फिर से I will repeat this 2-3 times. See, invest criteria, DOR, DOD, Moscow, planning poker, t-shirt sizing. These 6-7 things, without this, you cannot appear for an interview. Okay. So you will be bored of this, but I am going to make sure I will ask you 100 times this so that everybody is clear. Okay. Omkar, you will never forget it. Okay. Otherwise, I have a bullet. I'm going to shoot all of you with that. Bullets are very expensive. I'm going to reuse it. So like in South Indian movies, they kill it and then he hits the bullet with a bullet. It multiplies into or divides into 3 or 4 pieces and then. Okay, anyways. You got this, Omkar, right? Okay. So V is valuable. Valuable means the story has a business value, which means that by doing this story, there is a 20% increase in customer satisfaction or 30% increase in bugs or whatever is the advantage of doing that story. Okay, fine. So we are clear. So now, how do you ensure that there is so invest is fine. Apart from that, how will you make sure that the quality of the stories is good? Invest and what else?
Sir, we have to make sure that the product backlog refinement activity is done every now and then. So that
See, this question can be direct or indirect. This time the question is direct, how you will improve the quality of the story. This could have been an indirect question. As a Scrum Master, if the requirements are not clear, what will you do? If the requirements are not clear, you will improve the quality of the stories. How do you improve the quality of the stories? Have 2 or 3 grooming sessions. Have a DOR. Have a invest criteria. If you answer only these things, enough. But if you don't answer these three things, it's a problem. The quality of a story is dependent on whether you apply invest, whether you have a DOR. DOR means that you are checking the conditions under which the story is ready or not. So which means the quality of the story is good, right? That is why you have a DOR. How do you, and DOR is before you start a story. DOD is after you finish the story. Very important. DOR before you start a story, whether it is ready or not. DOD after the story is done. I asked this very simple question in that. Boss, DOD, DOR, what is the timing? 90% of the people, no clue. When you have no idea when DOR, DOD is applied, what are you going to do? DOR, DOD, acceptance criteria, Moscow, planning poker, t-shirt sizing, invest. That's all you have to do day in and day out here. This is basic. Okay. I will be very angry if next week I ask these questions and you don't answer. Seriously. And government has allowed me one murder. Okay. So you'll be very... Okay. So fine. So these three things are clear to you guys. How do you ensure so you have a grooming call, you do invest, you have a DOR. And what else? Now, these three things you will say, but is there anything else as a bonus? Can you say?
Yeah, we can also coach the PO and the stakeholders on the importance of the grooming calls so that they will understand this and communicate properly with the team. So that we have a user stories that were ready to be picked as soon as the sprint starts.
That is a good point, that you have to educate these stakeholders and the POs on writing good stories, or that is good. That's a good point. Educate that's a bonus point. Okay, good. All of you are clear. You will be able to. So how will you improve the team? You will improve the quality of the stories to improve the team. If the team has low velocity, how are you going to fix it? By improving the quality. How do you say you are a good scrum master? Because I will make sure that the quality of the stories are good. So multiple questions, but this is the answer that you have to give. Okay, then next question, who is going to handle? Question number 8. Omkar has answered, Deepak has answered. Who wants to go next?
Sir, I can answer.
Hmm.
So, sprint retrospective is another inspection and adaptation event
Good.
where we have to make a clear space for everything that everyone is speaking what actually went well, and we have to have an open discussion on what went wrong, and what we have to discuss is what are our areas of improvements. So as a good scrum master, I will take one action point at least in every retrospective, like product backlog refinement activities, and all these things, so that we will make an action plan with applying the SMART technique, like a specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant and testable, so that I will make my sprint retrospective at least a qualitative retrospective, so that I can improve on a steady pace, rather than focusing on every action point, taking 2 3 action points. I will take one action point at least in a retrospective, so that my team is improving day by day and becoming self-organized.
Good. Very nice. Good answer, yeah. Okay. Anybody wants to add? Yeah, Wasim sir wants to add. Go ahead. Yeah, you are on mute, Wasim sir.
Sir, people, process, and tools. These three things we should remember in sprint retrospective.
Beautiful, yeah. People, process, and tools. Very good. Nice. Yeah. Go ahead.
We should see that the servers are working fine, the CI/CD is working fine. The code
No, but
review process is
yeah,
fine.
the question is the retrospective event is unproductive. It is not happening properly.
Okay.
What are you going to do? The sprint, so the interviewer says, in my team, the sprint retrospectives, it's not very good. How you will join this organization and improve my sprint retrospectives? What will you do?
Sir, as a SM, we should keep the transparency in the team with
Good.
product backlog.
The first point is also good. Transparency is also good.
Okay, then by doing sprint in a correct manner, basically we can go for iterative way. It is based on feedback we can improve product backlog.
Why is nobody mentioning the format of sprint retrospective? Baba, the first thing you have to do for a sprint retrospective, what is the first step when retrospectives comes? User story, what is the first time you will say? Invest. The sprint retrospective, what is the first step you will say? Safe environment, psychological safety. That is the first thing the Scrum Master will do. Sprint retrospectives, if people are scared to talk, if they say speak and then you will penalize them, then they will not speak. So the Scrum Master has to ensure that there is no blame game. Blame the practice, never blame the people. So Scrum Master will create safe environment, psychologically safe, where no blame game is happening. Is this? So that is the first thing you will do. Okay. Then second thing you can do is you can play with the different formats. So there are different formats of sprint retrospectives. Do you guys know what are the different formats?
Just start, stop, continue.
Mad, sad,
Otherwise,
glad.
what
Then,
went wrong, what didn't go wrong, what we need to do to improve. Yeah, like Agile Coffee, you can use Agile
four
Coffee.
L's, like, loathed, that four L's, right? Remember?
Longed and
Long, correct, correct. Like, learned, longed, and what was the long for learned also. So whenever there is a question on retrospectives, the guy wants to know whether you know the multiple formats or not. So you should know multiple formats. Okay. Safe environment bana diya, psychologically safe, multiple formats you know. So these are the two things. What else? How will you make more? There is one other technique I will tell you, but is there anything else? One other thing which Venkatesh sir said, he will pick up one action item or suggestion, and that is how, based on Kaizen, one improvement in every sprint. That is how the improvement will happen. Yes, that's the third point. Yes. Any other? So safe space, engaging format, actionable items or actionable, and you will track those actionable items either by creating a different retro board. And how do you conduct retros? Through Confluence or Miro, that you already know. Now, there is one more technique I will add to it. There is a very popular technique called 5 whys. So if things are not working, then you have to use a technique called 5 whys. So why were the last 5 sprints? So you ask a series of 5 whys. Normally by third or fourth why, you will get the answer. So you ask the team, boss, why are the last 5 sprints unproductive? They will say, okay, because there are last minute changes. Why are there last minute changes? Because the requirements are not clear when the sprint is starting. Why are the requirements not clear before the sprint is starting? Because the grooming call is not happening properly. Why are the grooming calls not happening properly? Because we are there, but stakeholders are not there. Why are stakeholders not there? And so you basically ask a series of questions to ultimately, by third, fourth, fifth why, you will get the root cause, and then you can fix it. It is a very, you can use it in bugs triaging also. If bugs are not getting resolved, then you can use 5 whys there also. For every issue, you can use 5 whys. So you ask why this is happening? Because of X. Why X is happening? Because of Y. Why Y is happening? Because of Z. Whatever. So you 5 whys is nothing but you ask a series of 5 whys, and ultimately by third, fourth, fifth why you will get the answer. So they may ask you, do you know this technique of 5 whys explicitly? Or they may ask you what techniques you will use in sprint retrospectives. So the techniques is different format, Kaizen approach, which is one improvement every sprint, and the technique of 5 whys to understand the reasons of why things are not happening. So 5 whys, Kaizen, and different multiple formats. Those are your 3 techniques or tools which you can use. Clear? Clear though, ठीक है, but next week if I ask you and if you guys don't give me an answer, then you know. Okay. Okay. See, these are the real questions. These are the real first round. They may ask you what are the principles and all those theory, but from the second round they will ask you scenario based questions. Retros are not happening. How will you improve the team? I will improve the team by having proper retros. How you will improve the how you will do proper retros? This is how I will do the proper retros. So create one other thing. Sorry, Wasim sir, you had raised the hand and then I got in.
Okay, you have mentioned, sir. You already mentioned.
One other thing that in retros you have to mention, which is that you have to discuss the metrics also. Bring the data to the team. How many stories they have done, what is their velocity, what is their cycle time, how many spillovers. So tell them that we are 40, there is in the last 3 sprints, in the sprint 5, there was a 42% spillover, then 45% spillover, then 60%. So spillover percentage is increasing. The bugs, the cycle time, the rate at which we are doing bugs, we are taking more and more time on bugs, or we are reducing, whatever. So tell them their numbers. Okay, this is happening. Why do you think it is happening? They will tell because of this. Then ask why this is happening. Then you can use 5 whys, but bring the data to these guys. If the sprint retros are not productive, it is because the Scrum Masters do not share the data with the team. Tell them this is their data. Why do you think this is happening? Let them come up with the answer and let them figure out what they can do to improve. Rather than giving gyan, oh, you do this, you do that. Ask them, and then they will come up with the suggestions themselves and ask them to then make actionable items. Okay. Question number, then where were we? Question number 8, right? So Deepak answered, then who answered? Omkar answered, then Venkatesh sir answered. Okay, 3 done. So now question number 9. Who wants to do question number 9? What is question? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the question is, describe how will you handle the conflicts between the team? Some kind of. The question number 9, resolving conflicts between team members.
Is that the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 9, yeah.
So, no. See, read the question here first.
Okay, sorry. So describe how you would handle a situation where 2 developers are conflicts in ideas about how to implement a feature for the smart scheduler app.
This is not a normal conflict. This is a conflict about some guy is saying implement a feature using maybe X option. The other guy is saying Y option. So it's a technical approach conflict. Then how will you handle it?
Okay, so first of all, I will facilitate open communication, because the conflicts between 2 developers might be not because of the behavior, but it might happen because of their work style or their opinions or their personal habits. So I'll try to
Give an example, as in the sense, say that in your experience, something like this. So there was a UI smart app that he is suggesting. So he's saying, what is the some app he's getting? Smart scheduler app. So you are going to develop a UI feature. Somebody is saying use Angular. Somebody else is saying use Node. So that is and then of course you can. So
Yeah,
the
then
first
I'll.
is
So first, I said I'll try to like facilitate a open communication and will listen both point of view. Then I'll facilitate the meeting, or maybe within the group with the PO, we can talk about these conflicts. Then I'll try to take the inputs from PO as well, on from the business point of view, what is feasible or what is currently coming in the market, or based on the market standard, what is going on. Then maybe we can like discuss, or we can prioritize based on the, if it is something related with the technical or with the related with the client interest or something. So based on that, we can like prioritize to whom. And it is nothing like uh, uh, we cannot like focus on personal things, like this developer's opinion should be given, and we can like avoid the some others opinion. So based on these things, yeah, I'll try to facilitate, and based on the open communication or open inputs, maybe we can implement the things.
fair answer. Fair. Step by step. By the way, I'll give you a cheat sheet also for these scenario based, but not now. Let's discuss this decent answer. Anybody else wants to add? Yes, Venkatesh sir.
Sir, I want to add in my experience, why conflicts actually occur is because there is a difference between perspectives and priorities.
Okay.
That is
Fair.
what my main conflicts occur. And as a Scrum Master or any manager, we have to have a clear idea of they are raising conflicts because at starting it is a constructive disagreement. It starts with a constructive disagreement because they're attached to the project, of course, and they want their perspectives to win. So, as a good manager or a as a Scrum Master, we have to think in a way that instead of jumping to judgment based on that scenario, we have to make them bring to the table uh, my versus your work to the what work is beneficial to the and getting the business value. That is what is important. We have to make them come into our circle rather of we going to their circle. This is
Okay.
how we have to manage the conflicts.
Good. Okay. Good explanation. Nice. Okay. That is very good. So both the answers which Abhilasha and Venkatesh sir gave are very nice. Any other additional point? You understood the question. The approach people are saying, and somebody is saying use Java, somebody is saying use .NET, somebody is saying. So there could be a technical disagreement between the developers. And mind you, these are people are very emotional, or they have a lot of investment in their ideas. And so it's a very tricky situation to handle. So your answers are decent. Anything else that you want to add?
Sir, uh, I can little bit, but I'm not sure my answer. But okay, so we have to bring in acceptance criteria and definition of done. We can, I mean, go through based on that. Actually, whatever discussion with team conflict, so
No,
we
see,
can
this is
consider
a
as a consider.
see, somebody is saying use Angular, somebody is saying use Node. How do you bring acceptance criteria?
Okay.
How do you bring? You can't bring acceptance criteria. So first step of do you okay? Any other point? I can give you a couple of more points, but anything else that you
Sir,
want?
I would
Then
ensure the
facilitate team decision. One more point.
This is a very good point. Facilitate the meeting between them and let the team come up with a solution. Yes. Okay, agreed.
sir, I
Yes.
would
No,
involve the
for my what I mean to say actually that if someone is discussing about that, right, conflict about technical things. Okay, so how I mean we can consider like that actually, not technical, a functional thing,
Hmm.
because everything validation and all everything is in the DOR, right? For acceptance criteria like that, and that's prospective actually. I just said it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, Deepak sir.
Yeah, I would involve the product owner and the architect also.
Thank God, architect. Any technical disagreements, the final authority lies with the technical architect. If it is a technical approach that people are having a conflict on, so the technical lead or the technical product architect is the one that can take a final call if there is a conflict. Very good. Very, very good. This is what I was looking for. And
And ensure the product goal is also met.
product goal. Okay. So basically, if I can sum up what you guys are saying, so in any conflict, the first point is you have to stay calm and neutral. So, and tell the team that technical disagreements are fine. There is no problem in technical disagreements. They are normal, and most of the time it leads to better solution. Imagine a team where one guy is deciding everything, as against a team where they are having a debates on what approaches to take. So lot of minds are thinking towards solution. That is a much better team. So disagreements does not mean you are fighting with each other. Disagreement means you have different approaches, and then after a healthy debate you can often, it often leads to better solutions. So that's the culture you have to build. Disagreements are normal. It's not like you are a bad person then you are disagreeing. No, disagreements are normal, but as long as we are not shouting at each other and having a discussion, and which leads to better solutions. And as a scrum master you cannot take sides, so stay neutral and listen to both the parties. Like Abhilasha said, facilitate. So first you stay neutral, acknowledge that there is a conflict. So acknowledgement of conflict and staying neutral is your culture. Then the second is take a structured decision. Structured decision means that listen to both the parties and then take the decision based on the data, which means let them do a POC. So if the two guys are saying that I want to build a product like this approach, the other guy says with this approach, let both of them do a proof of concept, POC, and let them present. Abhilasha or Deepak says, I will do it with Angular. Priyanka says, I will do it with Node. Okay, do a POC. After the POC is done, present it to the team, and then let the team decide collectively, then along with the PO and the architect, which is the better solution for the team. Again, not who is better, Deepak or Priyanka. This is not a fight between, this is not a competition. This is a exercise done in order to find out which approach will be beneficial to the product. Sometimes it will be Deepak's Angular approach may work, sometimes Node approach will work. Nobody is a winner or a loser. Ultimately, we are trying to find out which approach is better for the product. So this is collaboration and not competition. And then document all this. What was the conflict? What was decided? On what basis it was decided? So once you do go through this process, then last, how to avoid such conflicts? By making sure that you have a proper culture of handling such disagreements. That is why, so you know, if there are disagreements or technical different approaches, you will have both the parties explain their point of view, have a discussion with the PO and the architect, let the team do a voting which approach is better, and then a consensus driven decision will be made. So nobody should feel that they are not heard. So even if Deepak's approach is not taken, but if you have heard him, let him voice his opinion, you have heard his approach, you have let him work on that, he will not feel bad if you explain the proper justifications for going with the other approach. That way you can reduce the uh, discontentment which can happen in those situations. So this is how you will handle this technical disagreement. But how to handle conflicts in general, I will do a step-by-step analysis, maybe. So this is how you handle a technical disagreement. So stay neutral, facilitate structured discussion, use a data-driven approach, as in POC they can do, encourage collaboration, and document whatever is done to avoid prevent measures, so that these kind of every time this is then you can do a working agreement. Every time there is an disagreement like this, people know, okay, they will do a POC or they will do some sort of they will present their opinion and then let them. 10, question number 10, which is what is question number 10? Who wants to do question number 10? Okay.
So the question number 10 is related to communicating with the non-technical stakeholders.
Hmm.
So basically the question is how would you explain the importance of adhering to a sprint goal to non-technical stakeholders who are demanding early delivery of the features? So the first thing I would do as a Scrum Master is to a non-technical language with them. So not going deeply, like not going totally into technical words. So, first thing.
अभिषेक मी टाकी खाली गेली म्हणतो त्याने मेसेज टाकला म्हणून आता माझ्याकडे पाणी नाही म्हटलं तुम्ही
So we'll have to explain them how changing the mid sprint can disrupt the progress of the team towards the sprint goal. Also, I will also educate them by telling that the quality of the product might be compromised due to this. Since maybe the testing, we will not be covering the more of a testing, like more than 60% of the testing. That is one case, and we would also arrange a meeting with the stakeholders, and I will educate them by telling that we can, since it's a sprint is a fixed duration. So we can take up only the stories that can be completed in this, and mid-sprint changes can disrupt the team's focus towards the sprint goal.
Good. Very decent explanation. So basically, non-technical stakeholders, there are sometimes business owners, as in banking domain experts, or even if you are building a healthcare application, doctors, nurses, and so on. So these people do not know much about the technicalities. So of course, you are not going to use a lot of technical jargon. The important point is that you explain things in a non-technical way. So they in this question, they are saying, what if they are saying, do this feature early? So you can explain them by giving a non-technical example. Say you go to a restaurant and you have ordered a 3-course meal, you rush up. If you rush up, then the food will not taste as good. So which means that if you rush up these features, the software produced may have bugs or the user experience may be compromised. So in that way, you have to explain these things too. And the first and important thing is that acknowledge their urgency. Yes, we understand it is urgent, and we completely, so the business culture is such, or the market situation is such, that we understand that this feature might be required at a very at the earliest. Having said that, we have to still maintain our sprint goals. Then you educate about why sprint goals are important. And then do not say no. Don't say we will not do it. Say you will do it, but let's groom it now for the next 2-3 days and start in next 3, 4, 5, 6 days, whenever the next sprint is starting. So don't bluntly say no. That's the point that I'm highlighting. You cannot say, no, we will not do this. Why are you giving this to us? This will create a lot of problems with the team. The team is already irritated. No, this is not the way to go. So you say, yes, sir, we understand this is important. This is a feature we would also like to expedite. Having said that, we currently are working on restaurant discovery menu options, for which 7 stories are underway, and we are trying our best to complete that. This new feature, let us start discussing, grooming, and finding more information on it so that we can start it after 3 days, 5 days, whenever. So try to see if he's ready to accommodate and do this in the next sprint, and highlight the problems of mid-sprint changes. Lot of bugs, lower quality, loss of focus, like Mohammed sir said. So these are some of the things you have to explain and offer outright, and offer solutions. Offer solutions rather than outright rejections. We will take it up in the next sprint. We will do a research now on this, and then based on the research, we will find more information, and then we'll start this actual requirement. Like that, you can explain. So technical debt, retrospectives, non-technical stakeholders. What else we did today? I forgot.
Conflict between developers.
Conflict, technical conflict between developers. One more we covered here, right? What was that 7th question? I forgot.
Technical debt.
Quality, technical debt and quality.
Quality
Okay.
user stories.
Quality user stories. So we did 5 on Friday. I hope people who missed the sessions on Friday can go through those. So 5 we did on Friday, 5 we have done today. Tomorrow also we'll do 5 to 7 more. So what is the next one? Can we go one more? What is question number 11?
Late stakeholder feedback.
Late stakeholder feedback. Can we do it? Okay, maybe we can do it here. Okay, who wants to do it? Let's do question number 11 also. We can go 5-7 minutes more. But very important that you understand these scenarios well. They may be asking you these scenarios directly or indirectly. So it depends. So, okay. Venkatesh sir, you have already answered. Who hasn't answered today can answer. Kiran, you haven't answered.
Yeah. If we are not getting any response or feedback from the stakeholders, in the meantime, we can check with the product owner that we can consider the product owner's feedback also. Based on that, we can proceed. And once we get the feedback from the stakeholder, then we can make the changes. We can accommodate.
No, which first read the question here.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. You first read the question. What is the question?
Integrating late stakeholders' feedback. Suppose you receive a critical stakeholders' feedback on a feature that has already been developed and is scheduled for release in the next sprint. How would you handle this situation?
What do you mean by this question? First, tell me that.
This question, we are already prepared that feature, and we are ready to release it and release in the production in the next sprint. So we have requested for this feedback from the stakeholder, but it is not yet received for us.
No, Baba, he has given a feedback that is critical. You suppose the feedback is already received.
Yeah, feedback is received.
And it is critical. It means that he does not like your feature. Okay, the feedback is received, but see, suppose now, let us say 20th of September is my release date. And on 15th of September, this guy comes and says, the feature which you have developed, let us say we were developing some sales report. He says, I am not happy with this report. These columns are blank, or these columns are not have enough animations, or these are not calculated properly, whatever. He gives a critical feedback, means negative feedback. He does not like your feature at the last minute. How are you going to handle this? So that is the question.
In this case, we will go and check with the DOR and acceptance criteria both, and we will verify that what we have given, we have reached that DOR and DOD both, and we will explain him that what way the what kind of DOR and grooming, sorry, in the grooming calls we have received, and based on that one, we have worked on it, and we will cross-check that DOD also, that whether we have reached as per that work we have taken the DOR and
Yeah.
And we will know, we will cross-verify that is there any other feature which has been mentioned in that is missed or
I am
anything.
saying this report is unacceptable. I am the stakeholder. What are you going to do? You will tell me, okay, I will check the DOR. Okay, you go and check the DOR. What happens to my feature?
Or sort, I will reprioritize this one, and we will work on that product. That means,
You are close,
is,
but yeah, I think you have the concept, but we'll just articulate it a little better.
yeah.
The first thing, yeah.
We will take his feedback, and based on that one, we will reconsider and reprioritize the product, and based on that one, we will again work on the immediate sprint with the immediate effect. So
now you are making, yes, good.
Sir, I
That
will
is,
start, sir.
yes, go ahead.
Okay, so if there is kind of negative feedback or something, so first of all, I will stay calm. I will not be
Beautiful.
panic,
Very good.
and
That's
I'll make sure, like, there should be, first of all, I'll make sure there should be no blame game in the team, and then I'll try to understand with the team. I'll try to understand what is actually it is not the negative feedback, or there might be the scope of improvements, and then I'll try to find out if negative feedback, it means if there is a problem in our developed feature, or if client is expecting more than what the requirement we are given,
very good.
or if there is any kind of gap between the communication gap between the PO and the stakeholders. If that is so, then we will try to find out if there is kind of improvement in the process we needed, or we'll try to find out the gap, or there might be some kind of the minor, if there is a minor bug or something, we will incorporate. If there is a need of if that is the change request, then maybe we'll try to work on that. Then we will incorporate these things in retro meeting as well, like where was the gap, and what we need to improve or something.
Good. Yes, I think you covered a lot of good points apart from what Kiran covered. Kiran also covered. So basically, the first thing is you stay calm and acknowledge that there is a issue, or acknowledge the stakeholders' concern. Thank you for your feedback. Let us understand what is the issue, and let us see what we can do best in this situation. So acknowledge that. So first is you have to talk to the stakeholder and acknowledge we will do our best to adapt and do whatever best we can do now. Okay, that is first. Secondly, what Abhilasha said is we will assess the impact. So what is the impact of this? So is the feedback a minor change or a major change? Does it impact core functionality, or is it just a UI thing? If we delay it, what will be the impact? If we delay this feature, what will be the impact? If we have to redesign the entire thing, then what is the impact? So is it a minor fix, some enhancement, or it is the major revamp? What is it? So like we've discussed, so this is again same to accommodating the same, it's virtually same as mid sprint change or whatever we talk. So we have to assess the impact. Then of course, based on the discussion with the PO, we have to prioritize. Can we delay the release? If it is a major revamp, can we delay the release? PO says yes, maybe by a week we can. What is the impact? All those discussions with the PO we will do. And then what is the best course of action? Is it a option one? Is it a quick fix? Maybe a bug or a minor enhancement, we can do it quickly. Or is it something we can do next sprint and we can delay it by a week? Or we can delay the release by 1 month and it's a major revamp. So whatever are the 3 or 4 options, those 3-4 options with the PO and the stakeholder, the discussion will be done. And whatever is the best out of those options, Scrum Master's role is to have a discussion between every party so that we can come up with 3-4 different options. And among those options, whatever best option, the team decides. Scrum Master's role is to facilitate this discussion so that options are there. Is this clear to all of us? First role of a Scrum Master is to acknowledge that there is an issue. Acknowledgement of issue. The issue is there. That is the first thing. Then what are you going to do to fix the issue? What is it, a minor change? What is the impact of that issue? Then what are the options that the team has? Then of course, whatever decision has been taken, he communicates the decision to everybody. This was the feedback. This was the impact. This is what the team decided, and documents it. And then of course, in the retrospectives, you can see whether you did the right thing or whether there, like Kiran said, was there an issue with DOR? Was there issue with acceptance criteria? Did the grooming happen? Was there a disconnect between PO and the stakeholders? If there is a disconnect, how can we fix it in future? So all those things, corrective actions is the retrospective area. So this is step by step. Acknowledge there is a problem. What is the impact of the problem? What are the options against with that we have got? Which is the best option? Let the team decide, and that whatever we have decided, communicate it to everybody, and then take a corrective action. So these are 5 or 6 points. In that flow, you have to explain, because it's a logical step-by-step way of doing it. Doesn't matter what is the issue, the logic remains the same. There is a problem, acknowledge there is a problem. What is the impact of that problem? What options do we have? How do you choose that option? Communicate whatever the choice has been made and take a corrective action. So this is okay. Is this clear to all of us? What is this? So this
Sir,
is a
I want to add something, sir, actually.
Yeah.
Can I? Sir, okay, all the that's an excellent explanation from Abhilash Yadav, sir. Really, really great. So I want to add something more for that, actually. First, as a Scrum Master, I also have to think why this is happening. Again, a why analysis. First of all, stakeholders engagement late means something we are not having a clear engagement with the stakeholders. So
So
we have
that's
to
your
assess the
corrective
point.
action. Why a
Why
stakeholder?
as stakeholders, and we have to make them understand stakeholders engagement is very crucial because it avoids rework.
Correct.
It avoids rework. That's what we have to make them understand, that instead of getting surprises at the end, why not we fail first so that we can move and adapt ourselves.
Fair answer. Fair. So basically, you are adding on to the why this happened and the corrective action so that this does not happen in future. Fair. Okay, I think we are good to close today. So we have 11 scenarios discussed. There are a few more to go. And then risk management, CI/CD, those two. When is the last day? I forgot. Yeah. When is the first?
October 4th.
October. Good. Actually, I had some conference coming up, so but that's after 4th, so we are good. Okay. So we have time. October 4th is we have this week. Oh, next week. We have enough time. Okay, I hope you are enjoying these scenarios. Scenarios are the real thing. So don't worry. By Thursday or Friday, you will be all good. And now, after this Friday, you are more than ready for giving any interview. Keep applying. I hope your second mock interview is also done. People who have not even done one mock interview, I'm going to use the same bullet. Please, yeah, mock interviews. Who are the people who have not even given one mock interview? What are you waiting for? Christmas? Christmas is far away. But please, yeah, you guys know enough, yeah. You know Scrum, you know all these events, you know Kanban, you know metrics. Now you know a little bit of scenarios also. So you know enough, yeah. At least one interview. Please, 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 please don't make me use those bullets. Those bullets are very expensive. Please. So, Pakka, you guys will give a mock interview. Please schedule it. Please, please, please. There is the best time to have given an interview was today. The next best time is tomorrow. Not day after. Tomorrow. You will never be prepared. मैं prepare करूंगा एक दिन. अरे वो कभी एक दिन नहीं आएगा यार. That one final day where you will be perfect will never come. Take some action. You know enough. Go. At least give first mock interview. And people who have given first mock interview, please take the second one. Until you give mock interviews, this is absolutely useless and waste of money. 100%. Sitting here and listening to me is a waste of money unless you go and give those mock interviews and tell me if you're struggling in something. Okay. अरे जो जितना सीख लिया है, जितना पता है, you have to tell it to the world also, right? So give those mock interviews and start applying for jobs left, right, and center. 20 interviews is what you have to give. 20, 20. 2 to 4 offer letters. Please don't forget about it. Okay. Okay, I think so. Next week, if you don't want to be killed, please. But who are those beautiful people who have not given even one interview? Please, yeah, please, at least give your first one. And say, has anybody given 2 interviews, 2 mocks? First day in the class, I told you have to give mock interviews. Well, please, yeah, give mock interviews, please, please, please. So I hope all of you will schedule your mock interviews this week. And you also have to share your feedback in this class, what feedback you got, so that we can discuss maybe what Deepak is struggling, Kiran may also be struggling, or what Priyanka is struggling, Rupa could also be struggling. So we can discuss that. You have to share that feedback with me, and then we can work on it. We only have 15-20 days left. So please don't delay it here. Okay. Okay, so enough of this now. Interview de do yaar. Please yaar. And left, right, and center, naukri.com, monster.com, LinkedIn, Google. You can search jobs on Google also. Scrum Master jobs on Google also. And it leads you to different websites. Some are dodgy, avoid them. But please do a regular search on Google for Scrum Master jobs last 10 days or last 20 days. It gives you a very good insight of where, and change your location. Change it to Bangalore, Noida, Lucknow, Chennai, Singapore, whatever. Change the location. Use some VPN, free VPNs, there are plenty. Change the location in the Google. And go and see what jobs are there in Pune, what jobs are there in Mumbai, what jobs are there in Singapore, what jobs are there in Dubai. See for you what jobs are there in Geneva. Search for various kinds. See, there are worldwide Scrum Master jobs are there. Apply left, right, and center. Don't hesitate. You have to apply. You've paid money, you've spent all this time, and the answers you know are good enough to land you a job. Of course, you may not land a job in your first 2-3 interviews, but if you give 5 interviews, your 6th, anything between your 6th to 10th interview will be a super interview. Trust me. You guys know enough. And if you don't trust me, you have to prove me wrong. Go get your interview and tell me, Joy, they are not asking all this, what you're teaching. You're an idiot. Oh, I'm listening to that. I'm fine with that. How will I improve? If you will tell me, Joy, you are doing bad, they are asking these things. Please tell me that. But please, 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 please have a 1 hour this thing routine. of searching jobs, applying jobs, searching jobs, applying jobs. You have to do that.
Sir,
Yes.
I can tell my experience actually. Okay, so I have given some interview, right, in house actually interview in my company. So whatever they ask now, whatever you told now, that only they ask. Okay, but something actually we have not covered, right? Matrix and all. That's why I did not.
Metrics we covered, right?
No, now
Oh, that
actually
time
not
when
that
you
time actually. But the thing is that there is no any question out of your portion that I wanted to communicate.
yes.
Yeah.
True. And also you have a set of questions now. You have
Yes.
that link also where questions are there. So you can practice that also. So left, right, and center, apply, 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 apply. Okay. Okay, enough of this now. I've tried to motivate you enough, but seriously, see, you guys can land a job anywhere in the world. It's just that the market is slow. So if you're persistent, God knows what you will get into. And once you go through these interviews, these sessions are more effective. These sessions are very effective if you have gone through the interviews. So then you know how they grill. Okay. Okay. Okay, then let's wind up for today. Any question, concerns, we can wind up.
But sir, still actually now some vacancy, opportunity is not getting. We are not getting call. That is the thing.
No, see, calls will be at your experience level, the calls will be less, but the calls will be there. Yeah. In 6 months, if you are getting 10, 15 calls, that's more than good enough. So if you're averaging 2 to 3 calls a month, that is good, especially considering the market we have. So imagine if if you are even getting 2 to 3 calls, you are getting 10 to 15 calls in 6 months. 10 to 15 calls means 2 offer letters. So if you can get 2 offer letters in 6 months or 5 months, that's a good mistake. And I'm saying worst case scenario. Good case scenario, you can get something in the next 2 months. Market मैंने नहीं बनाई ना,
Right.
market is slow.
No. I'm just.
Market is slow, but I'm still saying there is in market for good candidates. Market is still there for good candidates, but if you are not able to explain acceptance criteria or invest or Moscow, then of course there will be struggle. But if you are able to explain these things, then the market is there. Okay. Okay, all the best. We'll see each other tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, take care.